Hello and welcome everybody to the BAMS cast. 3 weeks are down. I'm 1-2. Commish is 0-3. The rest of the league seems to be doing much better than us, but it has been a fun start to the year. Very sloppy NFL play, low scoring, lots of injuries, but plenty of teams that have avoided those woes and good things happening elsewhere. Commish, is there any hope, any wind in your sails, or are you feeling like the 0-3 start might be par for the course? Where's your head at?
No, definitely wind in the sails, and there should be wind in the sails of anyone right now, regardless. There's some I don't have them in front of me. I'm on the road today. Bam's on the road, first one of the season. I don't have the standings or points in front of me, but there's people doing great who have low point. Like it's just luck of the draw early on here, and you're just trying not to find yourself in too deep of a hole. And 3 weeks, 0-3 isn't good, but it's better than 0-4 or 0-5. So um, it's going to get better. We had a lot of promise from team commissioner last week, and so we just got to put it together. Um, I changed the name. I'm Hurricane Commissioner right now. I'm playing against Grols this week, so you can put two and two together with that. Um, and yeah, we like what we see in the team. Good week of practice, and we're looking forward to getting out there on Sunday.
Love that, Commish.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
How about you? I know you're a little better. You got some injuries that continue to pile up and worsen, but
yeah,
any
I mean,
optimism?
we'll save it for a complaint corner, and it's it's okay. I mean, I'm trying to keep a steady head and not just be the kid that flips the Monopoly game 5 minutes into it. So
Yeah.
we'll be okay. Just got to keep a steady head, trying to just see where we end up by week 6 to inform some next moves. But if I can just tread some water with some of the injury things going on, that would
Mhm.
be okay. But yeah, when we get into the matchups, I'm sure I'll have a quick complaint corner of what we're working through. But just don't be a B. Like just battle, show
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Um.
I like
All
it.
right. So what I'll do is I'll pull up my screen and we will run through. Yeah, there we go. What we're seeing in week 3 here, and we can go through some of the matchups. Um, so at the top, that is showing me losing to Nog, which I think we haven't been calling him Nog, and that was like a great name last year. I just totally forgot about that. So new old guy Nog, he beats
Mhm.
me. He is now through 3 weeks, 10th in scoring, in first place, 3-0, number one in our hearts. The man without a knee and very much in recovery. I think he's getting some of the fantasy gods shining down upon him. Him putting up 115 against me, solid, but not typically always going to win every single week.
Mhm.
Versus me with the 103. Anything off the bat there, I could go into some stuff.
No, I think no specifics, but he is the team I was looking at that gave me optimism that you can be the 10th best team in the league and be 3-0, or you can be 0-3. So that's the team that I was looking at that gave me optimism going back to my opening. But no, let's get into some details.
And exactly on that, this will be an illustration of how one does that. We talked
Mhm.
about this Nog team having two players and then just guys. The two players being Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. AJ Brown injured. Jalen Hurts scores 12 in this game. So how does he win? Well, 25 from Charbonnet, 17 from Singletary, and let's get to the tight end, Dallas Goedert, 21. So
Yes.
he got 63 points from just those three players. I don't think that's how they drew it up, but that's how you do it. Just piecing it together. Yoshivas put me away on Monday night with some tutties. Um, for me on my side, it was just really Rashi Rice, Josh Allen being absolute studs. But then I'm so happy that I don't have a Thursday night starter tonight because it's just been ruining my weeks before we get to the weekend.
Mhm.
Ramondre was a guy who had 0.3 on Thursday night. So like it just didn't put me in a good spot. And then I started no tight end. I was kind of waiting of like getting to Monday night. Do I pick up Brenton Strange or Zach
Yeah.
Ertz? And the gap was still too wide that even though Josh Allen went off, if I did sacrifice a roster spot to pick up a tight end, would not have mattered, still would have lost.
So
So
Brenton Strange did score, so that wouldn't have mattered.
no, so your boy loses by 12, and I think Strange put up like 7 or 8. He had like
Okay,
one or two catches. One of them was a
good.
touchdown, but would not have made the difference there. And then for the quick complain corner, it's McCaffrey out in Germany, maybe not coming back till week 12. Isaiah Pacheco, when we get into waivers and trades, we'll touch on that. But him
Mhm.
being on IR with a broken leg, drafted Jonathan Brooks, Carolina, specifically to the IR spot. So him being on the pup, Raheem Mostert, chest injury, trying to come back, but limited yesterday, probably not coming back this week. And then underrated as we get the Nog checking in. I will finish out on this rant, which is underrated having Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert on my team when Tua's dead and there's talks like, does he retire? Does he come back in a couple weeks? It is a mystery box. Question marks all over the place. Have no idea. But to have a couple Dolphins on my roster, they kind of side door are impacted by the injury bug that Jay had outlined from the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar in last week's graphic. So
Yes,
a
yes.
lot to work through for this team, and I'm just trying to make it happen. But congrats to the Nog and the 3-0 start. We will probably get into a dead man segment later on, and I think what we have is a dead man entering the chat here. Danny Boyle, how's the knee?
Knee's good. Had surgery last Thursday. Current dead guy of the week in BAMS right now. So I'll tell you what, I've had sprained MCLs is how this all started in college. The amount of sprained MCLs in the NFL this season is insane. Jordan Love, Jake Ferguson. I don't know how these guys do it because when I do it, I'm a little baby in a brace for like 2 months. And the fact that these guys are back in like 2 weeks is insane. So just thought I'd check in and say, I don't deserve to be 3-0, but we are, and we're going to keep rolling. So,
Hey, Dan, I don't know if you heard me. I don't know how long you've been on. I'm kind of handicapped here on the road, but you're giving guys like me hope. So keep it up. Keep kicking ass. Like I'm 0-3, but I don't care because you're 3-0, and we like that.
I told Tim I'm going to drag you down into the mud, and we're gonna see who can get to 90 points first.
Yes, I like it.
But we're saying you gave hope with the combo of Zach Charbonnet, Devin Singletary, Dallas Goedert, everybody showing up for the Nog last week.
Dallas Goedert, tight end 1 on the season, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think he's like 7 points in week 1, 8 points in week 2, and then he puts up 26 last week. And now, yes, he is your tight end 1 on an absolutely disgusting start for tight end position in fantasy football.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Nog, perfectly timed entrance as we recapped our matchup from last week. Congrats on the 3-0 and nothing but love and blessings your way for that road to recovery with the knee.
Appreciate it. This will be my first time leaving the house tonight. We're going to Dane Cook.
Nice.
My mom got us Dane Cook tickets for a birthday present, so
You can't
I
beat
thought
that.
he was
what better excuse?
That'll
All right.
be fun.
Enjoy tonight, brother.
See you guys.
See you, man. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Next up would be all throws lead to Rome. An injury-plagued team does beat out Danny Pizza, the Harris/Balls 2024. That team is now 0-3. All throws improves to 2-1. So here we'll try to go real quick with these recaps, but looks like it's top heavy for Harris Balls here that he gets 50 points out of Purdy and Aaron Jones. From there, Yeah, it's got to be at the bottom where he gets hurt here. Yeah, Mike Evans 3 points, Devontae Adams 6 and was knocked out of the game. Hunter Henry, who had a hotter start to the season, tapers off with 2.5 points. Tony Pollard 5. So like that's really the top was doing its job with Purdy, Jones, Najee Harris, Marvin Harrison Jr., but then bottoms out after that, and then looks to be a pretty solid performance across the board for all throws. With really Jacoby Myers and Roma Dunze, you would not have anticipated 19 points from each of them. So that I think is probably what put the nail in the coffin when we go to then Monday night with Jaden Daniels having the coming out party. Scary Terry McLaurin. Signs of life and perhaps signs of being a probably wide receiver 2 in fantasy for the rest of the year. So he gets the 100 yards in the TD. That's what puts it over the top for all throws.
That is a scrappy win. Adunze, Jacoby Myers, and McLaurin to be leading your wide receiver groups. Good on them.
Cool. So that outperformance is definitely what gets it done for all throws. So he goes to 2-1 with the 111-101 victory. Next, we're going to go down to Peekaboo versus Fiana. We had Baltimore jump on Dallas, and then because Dallas was coming back, Baltimore had to keep their foot on the gas, and that gets you 26 for Lamar, 30 for Derrick Henry. So real hot from the Ravens, and then Drake London, I know, caught one of the touchdown late in the game. Jordan Mason's just going to be double digits every single week while Christian McCaffrey's on my IR. And then for the Fiana, Kyler Murray had a down game after a very hot start. David Montgomery, who just continues to be like a fourth or fifth round pick, who's awesome every single year, getting them 20. As I mentioned earlier with the Dolphins, the Tua injury shows with Tyreek Hill getting 6 points there. So
that whole team
working through some things, and then avoiding disaster. Sam Laporta was carted off the field, but it's just an ankle injury and seems to be coming back. So, not could have been worse for the Fiana. I think Max Crosby got injured, so a nice -2 from the defense there. So that's what all added up for Puka to get the victory, improving to 2-1. So both teams in a fine spot, 2-1 starts for them. I think there's plenty of good players on Fiana. They'll be okay. But looking good on both sides.
Did you say David Montgomery had 20 points?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
He is a great pick, and everyone knew it going late. It's just he's consistent, and they use him all the time, and it's
those boring guys.
It is those
boring guys. James Conner, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get to you. Starting 0-3 here. Shasky improves to 2-1. Real tough that you have Hurricane Helena Commish with 126 points and a loss because Shasky gets the $55 bill this week, putting up 157. On your side, it looks like Baker Mayfield might have been the culprit, but anybody on your team that really put you down, tough to get the loss with the waiver wire pickup of Juwan Jennings going for 41.
Yeah. I had the 1 and the number 2 wide receiver this week in Jamar Chase and Juwan Jennings. And what else? Yeah, Baker let me down. Breece Hall was just meh. It's the tight end thing too. I'm supposed to be leaning on McBride. He didn't do anything for me. So I don't know who else struggled for me. But once everything that I did well, I looked over at Shea and he kept putting up points, and like you said, the $55. So just a disappointing loss, especially when you're coming up on 340 days without having a win in fantasy football. That's I guess a quick transition. I can play for it. Yeah, it's 340 today.
You need to keep the day counter going. Like that's your duty, and thank you for reporting it. At the same time, I forgot about the day counter. That's so brutal.
it was a tough one, but again, you sense the optimism in my voice. I
Too.
got a couple guys. I got a lot of points last week, the second most, second or third most. I like where the team's going, and maybe this is, the dawn is darkest before the dawn. I think is the exact saying.
For sure.
Night is darkest before dawn, something like that. But I think that's where I'm at. Uh, and so but we move on. We take the L. We're 0-3. Let's get them out of the way, and we got a second quarter of fantasy football season to get going. So tough loss for Commissioner.
There we go. And I do believe it's Trey McBride that had a concussion. So that I think was the issue there, and the Cards having a rough go. If we look over to Shasky, we got to give him his flowers here. That it's Bijan getting him 13. Travis Etienne and a horrendous, just chaotic Jaguars offense that went down early. So just we're playing from behind and trying to get anything going. Joe Burrow, solid. Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, finally adding some age to his receiving core with Amari Cooper, who's like, I think top 5 in targets. He's getting tons of targets. It's just that Deshaun Watson sucks, but this is a really good receiving core for him. And Malik Neighbors, who got concussed last night, is that guy. So he's just Shea hits again on a rookie wide receiver. So he's looking awesome. And congrats to Shea. $55 in your pocket, 157 big week for that boy.
I don't know if you remember in our last week pod that he was complaining how he never wins the weekly payout. So that was a big week for him to get that.
Yeah, so he can instantly stop his complaining there.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Diesel Size, who just miss out on the 55. They put up 149. So they fall short of Shasky in the week winner. Hey, I know how it feels. I lost by half a point in week 1 for getting the 55, but that's a big win. You know, you change your name after week 2 to the Size, which is just a great pun. Mm-hmm. You know, we've talked a lot in this league about people that could just change their name from a bad name to a mediocre name, but then Diesel Guys goes ahead. They're doing extra work. That's extra credit for changing your name to Diesel Size and fitting the context of how you're feeling within the season. They get the win to avoid going 0-3, showing up in a big way, beating the Hotspurs, who I think had won in week 1. So I think it's 2 in a row for the Hotspurs going down. Diesel, let's go to the Diesel Size. Kyron Williams on a Rams team that has nobody else besides he and Stafford. Jaden Daniels coming out party Monday night. Bucky Irving is a nice pickup that's going to pay off long term. Amon-Ra gets targeted $1 million. Devontae Smith, if he wasn't concussed in that game, would have put up more in the absence of AJ Brown. He gets a 0 from Rashid Shaheed. And then
the size did?
Yes.
Oh,
I know. So that was one spot that hurt. And then 21 from Green Bay. Deontay Johnson getting him 22 as Andy Dalton enters the fold for the Carolina Panthers and breathes some oxygen into that offense. So it's overall, like, I like the roster. Diesel Guys are better than the 1-2 record, and good to see them put up a big performance this week with a 149, get the win over the Hotspurs. As I look to the Hotspurs side, it's really Barkley and then kind of just average performances from there. So congrats to Diesel Size getting on the board with the win this year.
That's it. I got nothing. That's a great win. My silence is a little bit of jealousy because it was me and him at the bottom, and now he kind of pulled away from that. So it's just me down there now.
It just gets slightly more lonely.
It is a little more lonely down there, but that's okay. Yeah, that's huge, and that's the fact that he had put up 150 points without Shaheed too. That is a good sign for that team.
Now we will go, as I had mentioned, the just made a little side comment on team names. This was the battle of the teams. This is Team Grimmer versus Team Derek's Rad Team.
How did
So
we miss that?
whenever they want to take team out of it, they can. I know that Derek won't change his name from Team Derek's Rad Team.
He's on
That's
record
going to stay
saying
the same
well,
all year, and we really got to make sure we hand it to TDRT. So I'll go into this. I do believe Team Derek's Rad Team did not get eliminated yet this year because they're 2-0. So they put up the 77, which was the lowest on the week. I do think that is elimination for them.
He's gone. He's out of here. Yep.
He's out of the eliminator pool. Grimmer, Team Grimmer 2 puts up 106. This one, quickly, I think it's just Dak Prescott, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor. That's pretty much all you need to know for Grimmer getting up into the triple digits. And then, yeah, Derek's Rad Team. Go ahead.
What did Gibbs put up points-wise?
16.
Okay.
Yeah, so outscored by Montgomery in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then when we look at Derek's Rad Team, another Derek Carr, 9. J.K. Dobbins, 8. CeeDee Lamb, who had the outburst on the sidelines, came back in a big way last night. But if we're looking back to last week, that was the frustration getting him 6 points. Godwin continues to be like the all-star on Derek's Rad Team. The DeAndre Swift is so sad. 5 points there. So just, you have your good weeks and your bad weeks. I think the roster is good, and that's why he's 2-1. But this was it just seemed like widely distributed across his team that just a lot of people having down weeks. So that's where you get the 77. But he's going to be projected triple digits every single week. He'll be all right.
Yeah, man, last week was a good week for a bunch of early on quarterbacks to kind of shit the bed. Carr and Baker,
big time.
Yeah. I don't know how. Who's the guy in Minnesota? Why am I drawing a blank? Quarterback.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, did he have a good week? I don't know.
Yeah, he's always good. It's a well-run organization with good coaching staff.
Yeah. So should we get into waiver wires?
Let's do it. I think I would have to. Do I need to click into this? Yeah, let's view that. All right. I'm looking for when we get into like waiver ads. Yeah. Again, people really not using the waivers and waiting for free agencies to open up. So the only 2 people hitting the waiver wire were Bears. It was Jay and the Fiana grabbing Roshan Johnson, who is getting an extended look for the Bears this week, and then me getting Cole Kmet as I have an injury. Oh, another injury I forgot about, George Kittle.
Oh yeah,
he's injured and probably not playing this week as well, so that's why I picked up Kmet. From there, it's all defenses. A nice 4 a.m. pickup from Puka, 5:48 pickup from Fiana. And then you come rolling in around 6 a.m. So there's just so much activity happening early on Wednesday. You pick up Justin Fields, who I think is your starting quarterback, correct?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I don't know who else to stream. It's going to be fun. He's going to run all over the Colts, so that's the hope. And what the Bears couldn't do last week. So that guy's just trying to catch some fire, and he's got it right now.
And then a noteworthy ad from Nog, who, again, I mean, he's 3-0, and he's just scrapping it together with duct tape. That he picks up Wan'Dale Robinson, and he goes off last night. He gets to, I think he had like double-digit catches. So another great scoop from Nog, who plugs in Wan'Dale straight into his starting lineup last night. Derek's Rad Team, addicted to old wide receivers, kind of like me, picks up DeAndre Hopkins, who I had dropped to make up some roster space of all the dead guys I have on my bench. And then
I will
Go
say
ahead.
I don't know if he played, but kudos to Derek because he picked up Thielen the week before. Thielen had a good game, scored a touchdown, hurt his hamstring on the touchdown. He's dead. Uh, so it was a quick win for Derek picking up the old wide receiver. And what did he drop him for Hopkins?
I think he just had an open spot. Yes. So there was no specific drop for Hopkins. He had an open spot and just added him. So he might have dropped Thielen earlier in the week.
Okay.
But yes, there you go. And then an important segment, I would say. We had a trade happen, and we need to talk about the voting process because it's non-existent. I didn't know that until the trade just went through. I proposed to Danny Pizza and Polanca, Isaiah Pacheco for Chuba Hubbard, and he accepted, and that was it. So is this how trades are going to go moving forward? We have all learned what just happened. Can honestly say we didn't know.
No.
Or do we implement voting?
No, voting has been implemented.
Okay.
As I was notified afterwards, after the fact that the setting was off for voting, I took it upon myself to just confirm the trade and assume that there would be no pushback, and I had zero pushback with that. So no news is good news as far as any type of uproar. But moving forward, there are no rule changes to how trades are going to be done. There's going to be voting. I saw that trade. It's as fair as it gets. And again, no one pushed back that they wanted to vote no. And so I'm just glad that it was a low stress trade to kick off the trade season. So no, there will absolutely be voting moving forward, but that was a gaffe on the commissioner's part, but we're good.
All good. And I didn't hear any chatter either. Felt like if it was unfair, somebody would have said something, but there's nothing. And just to quickly break down that trade, it's me being like, I have nothing but dead guys on my bench, and I'm 1-2, and I need to do something to shake things up and get some help at the running back position with how many injuries I have there. And because I drafted Jonathan Brooks and put him on my IR, I now basically locked down the Carolina backfield, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but we're going to see this year. And then for Polanca, Pacheco, having him on your team is the best. I've kept him the last 2 years, so keeper's done for him. But I mean, it's a bone break. It's not like a ligament damage or anything like that. He should be coming back 100%. And like, if he's able to be in striking distance in the playoffs, like, he will give you a huge boost to your roster. And Polanca had an open IR spot. He also is really solid at running back. So this just kind of gives him that long-term insurance. So there you go on the trade there.
Yeah, that's perfect. Going to help Polanca if he makes the playoffs. He's going to get that bonus later on the season, and you're going to try and stay afloat. So yeah, I love the move on both ends.
All right. Dead guys.
Yes. All of
them. I can start us off if you would like.
Go ahead.
All right. Starting at quarterback, I'm going to go with, he's on my team. He's my backup quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He's going to be playing the Steelers this week. He can hit 2 to 3 65-yard bombs. He can't check down. and it's not even that he's like particularly a bad passer. Like, he can make really impressive throws through tight windows. Like, but in terms of it all coming together, that's not happening. And he's not running as much as you would want him to in this game. I could just see a little bit more desperation. This screams shoulder. He's throwing his shoulder into a guy who's as big as him. That collision, I think we're going to have an AC joint sprain for Anthony Richardson.
I like it. I am sticking with the same injury, different player. But it's Matthew Stafford going back to the roots, going back to NFC North, coming to Chicago. The Bears need whatever they can to win these days, and I think this is gonna. I think the defense is gonna get big Sunday and jump all over the Rams, and I think that's gonna be part of it. Is gonna be taking them down in the backfield. So Matthew Stafford's my guy, my dead guy.
Yeah, and we give Jaden Daniels a break for this week, but we'll be seeing him again very soon.
Very soon.
For running back, I can't leave it on the table. J.K. Dobbins, you have to just take the low hanging fruit. I think they're going up against Kansas City, and they have a bye on the horizon. So this feels like hey, we started better than we thought we would. We're 2-1. If we lose to Kansas City, it's okay. Stay healthy going into the bye. Not going to be healthy. J.K. Town, Gus Edwards in.
Tough for the one-legged Dobbins. I'm going with Bijan Robinson because
I was thinking about him.
Yeah, no. Shea is near the top, if not at the top. I don't have the standings in front of me, but that's what happens when you get up there. We all know that. We go after your team. So Bijan Robinson. Ankle though. Maybe low ankle. I'm not gonna out him too long. So low ankle sprain, nothing too serious, but definitely gonna bench him for the day after that and out for a couple of weeks. So that's where we're going with our running back, Bijan Robinson.
Shayski is in the number 2 spot, and I think is the highest scorer with the 2-1 record. So there we go. I think we gotta attack there. Wide receiver, I am going to say Tyreek Hill, because just going with the rationale of Tua being out, like when Tua's in, Tyreek typically is past the defense and running past everybody. They have to get inventive in how they're scheming things up with Tyler Huntley now stepping in at QB. And it just feels like it's going to tighten up the field, but at the same time, they'll still want to force feed Tyreek. And Tyreek's going to be catching a lot more contact than he's used to. I think the Ferrari gets beat up this week. Tyreek Hill.
I like it. I'm gonna go up north to Detroit, and I'm going with Jameson Williams for my wide receiver.
Oh, that was mine last week, so he escaped. But way to get on this.
Okay, yeah. So same reason. See our Jaden Daniels, cause of injury, and that's tall, skinny guy, running around wild. The knee's not going to hold up forever, so something's going to hit it. And, MCL, maybe no, just MCL.
And there we go.
Yeah.
And we heard, as we learned earlier, MCL puts you out a couple weeks in the NFL, puts you out for 6 months if you're a normal human being. So just
that's crazy.
1 minute left.
Oh, perfect.
Commish. Honestly, this might have been the tightest we've done it. We just crushed it. So any closing thoughts? And just once again, just great work by you, not letting anything get in the way, carrying this on while
never
trotting the globe.
No, however, appreciate you carrying the load this week with me, not really seeing anything or anyone here while I'm holding the phone in front of me, hoping that I'm in it. No, that's it. Again, appreciate the help. 3 weeks in, going strong. What did Lovey say? We're in the second quarter now, fantasy football season. Love where things are at, and I've been here before the year mark comes up for commissioner, so I can stop talking about that. That's all I got for you guys.
There we go. Love you guys.